Welcome back, guys. As you can see, we have another guest. We got our man Austin.
What's going on,
He
man?
doesn't know he doesn't really know sports that well, but we're gonna try and teach him. But gonna be rolling in episode 6, and seems like we got some breaking news. The Browns have just beat the Steelers and have ended a drought that has lasted since 1994. Last time they won a playoff game.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
That was an awesome game.
It was, and you know what? You were completely right about the Browns just kicking ass, dude. I mean, I honestly thought that that Pittsburgh was going to come out and just be all like, I thought it was going to be a lot closer, and I thought Pittsburgh was going to be. I thought Ben was going to be more of a factor in this game, but it seemed like he was more of a hindrance than a factor. So that kind of sucked for him, man.
I don't think it was as much as the Browns playing good as it was the Steelers playing terrible. The Steelers were just I think they messed up not playing week 17. Their starters didn't play right.
I mean the Steelers.
Big Ben didn't play, but I think that was really it at all.
I think that I don't think it was exactly the fact that the Steelers didn't play good, because they came out at the first of the second half. They came out. I mean, they looked pretty okay. They scored twice in the second half, in the third quarter. So I mean, they knew that they could play with them, but I just think I think Cleveland wanted it more, honestly.
I think that what this game really came down to is that 4th and 1, right across midfield for the Steelers. I thought they should have went for it, but they decided not to. I think that they had the momentum going up until that. Obviously, at the beginning, 28-0 in the first quarter, you lose all the momentum. But they had slowly been building it back. And I thought that was a real mistake by Mike Tomlin not going for that and trying to just, as Chris Collinsworth said, grab him by the jugular and just keep fighting on.
I mean, the thing too was like, if you look at Cleveland, bro, they were playing with a hurt O-line. They had their left guard was out. And then I'm pretty sure that they lost 2 more, or was it 1 more offensive lineman in that game? So
2, they lost 2 in this game.
Yeah. So I mean,
one that didn't practice.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I feel like most of the odds were against Cleveland, and they came out and just whooped that ass.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
For sure. I mean, just looking at my notes here, I got down obviously Steelers unlucky. Early defensive touch. I mean, that reminded me of that Seahawks Broncos Super Bowl where the first play goes over Peyton Manning's head,
right over his head,
downhill from there. It was kind of a replica of that game,
right?
But Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, they look great. The heartbeat of that offense. Baker Mayfield does exactly what is needed of them, and we'll see what they can do. Moving forward. The not so sexy game of this weekend on Nickelodeon was the Saints and the Bears. And honestly, this, if you judge off the first half, it was a pretty not as bad of a game as people thought. 7-3 at halftime. That's all it was.
Did you see the slime?
I did see the slime. Slime's pretty lit.
That was
a pretty okay effect, but no, man. I think that one thing that definitely I feel like hurt a lot was Malcolm Jenkins getting that fumble recovery and then it getting called back, dude. Like that definitely hurt, dude. And I was like, wow, yeah, that was absolutely crazy.
That was big.
But that was actually the lowest scoring first half since Super Bowl 50. So that's pretty.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
did not know that.
Yeah.
You know what I also didn't know is that Manti Te'o was on the Bears.
Oh yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I thought he was out there with his girlfriend, just disappearing, being non-existent. But
yeah,
he was pretty non-existent though. He was missing a lot of tackles today.
Yeah. And also, I mean, Khalil Mack seemed pretty quiet too. I watched a lot of the game, and Khalil Mack seemed like he was getting shut down left and right. I mean, stonewall, dude. I'm talking like,
and you could tell he's just switching back and forth from tackle to tackle, trying to get something going. And
I mean, he looked like he was a JV teamer out there with varsity, dude. I mean, it was horrible.
Yeah.
He could.
But you know who looked good after a very long time not playing? Michael Thomas.
I know that touchdown.
He looked. His routes were crisp. I mean, I know a lot of people call him slant boy, but they couldn't cover him. I mean, and I don't think they really pushed getting the ball to him or anything because he hasn't played a lot. But he finally tied Dak Prescott for receiving touchdowns on the year. So good for him, man. Good for him. It only took him 18 weeks.
18 weeks.
18 weeks.
He didn't play one game this season, did he?
He didn't. I think he might have played like a half or something. I don't know. I don't keep up with the Saints that much, but I do believe that he played very minimally all year. And yet this next game, the early game, it was a interesting game to say the least. I mean, the Titans go out to a 10-0 lead, but they got away from using Derrick Henry.
He got shut down.
Well, not only that, but he usually rushes the ball at least 25 or 30 times, and he ended the night with 18 carries for 40 yards. And when Lamar Jackson is beating you in rushing yards, Lamar had 136. That's not a winning formula against a Ravens team, especially that defense.
It was nice seeing Lamar get his first playoff win.
It was.
I mean, like Tennessee's defense actually looked pretty strong in the first quarter, but I mean, with multiple stops and then the INT, but like you said, I mean, as the game went on, Baltimore's defense got a lot stronger. I mean, they stopped everything, dude. And like you guys said, it was really good to see Lamar get that first win in the playoffs. But I mean, he looked pretty confident. But I mean, the question is, we know that he in big games kind of chokes a little bit. I mean, is his confidence going to stay up, or is he just going to choke?
Well, see, the thing is, he didn't really play that good at quarterback. They won because he could run the ball, but that interception,
he had no touchdowns.
The interception we're talking about, that was the worst throw I saw this weekend. Mitch Trubisky was throwing better balls than that. That was just, and he didn't ever. I think after that early interception, he kind of got his confidence down, as all of us probably would, and he didn't want to force the issue. But a win is a win. I would certainly be happy if the Cowboys won a game and Dak Prescott threw an interception, but ran for 136 yards and a touchdown. So
I think it was more Derrick Henry got shut down than not getting he got 18 carries, 40 yards.
There was some controversial plays as well. Yeah. There were some controversial plays on both sides. We had a controversial pick play. The Ravens ran a little slant and out route combination, and they got the first down, but they called offensive pass interference, went back. Probably were going to score a touchdown that drive, ended up being a field goal, which kept Tennessee in the game. And in the very next drive, we have what I consider a offensive pass interference by Marcus Peters that goes completely unnoticed. I don't understand that call at all. The no call, at least. I don't know if y'all saw that, but it was just interesting.
I thought AJ Brown had a good game too. I think he could have done more. He is a stud. He could have done more, but I feel like Tannehill missed a lot of opportunities to him today.
Well, you gotta think Tannehill goes from you gotta turn around and hand the ball off 40 times a game to the ball's in my hands and I gotta go help us win this. Yeah. Not to discredit him, he makes good decisions, but you know what I mean. Like, that's kind of a shell shock to anyone when you're out of your element.
I didn't know Jeff Swain was on the Titans.
Yeah, me and Ernie were like, oh wow, this is yet another ex-Cowboy playing this weekend in the playoffs.
Yeah, I just saw that. I did not know that.
But looking forward, the divisional round matchups are set. Let's go through and break these down. We got, first off, Rams at Packers.
I'm saying go Pack, go. I think the Packers are gonna really put a whooping on the Rams, dude. I mean, the Rams Rams really didn't even look that strong. Like on Saturday, they played on Saturday. Yeah, they played on Saturday. The Rams didn't really look that strong. So I think the Packers are going to come through, and they've had, like I said, they've had this week off. So I think that'll really work in their advantage. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have a big game.
I think the opposite. I'm going Rams.
Oof.
He's going Rams. Wow.
I'm going Rams.
Really,
I think that defense is going to come in and do what they did to Russell Wilson. I think they're going to stop him. And having that week off too, I feel like that's going to slow him down.
it's hard for me, just as a Cowboys fan, and we all know it's very tough to go into Lambeau and beat a Packers team, especially that has Aaron Rodgers on there. So I'm going to go Packers. I just don't see this defense, especially if Aaron Donald doesn't play, because he looked like he had a severe, looked like a rib injury or something. If he doesn't play, it's even more unlikely. But I just don't see this Packers team. They got a three-headed monster at running back. They got great receivers, and I just don't see them. I don't see them losing in Lambeau. That's the only thing I got to say. If it was at LA, I can see it, but in Lambeau, there's a couple people you do not bet against. You don't bet against Tom Brady. You don't bet against Aaron Rodgers, and you do not bet against LeBron James. Those are the big three. So I'm not going to bet against them. We also got Ravens at the Bills. Austin, let's hear your thoughts.
Bills all the way. I think they are one of the most put together teams this year. Great defense. Josh Allen is slinging it. I'm going Bills.
Yeah, we just talked about the Ravens and what they kind of put out there. I'm gonna have to agree with Austin here. Like, I don't know, man. I think that the Bills are a pretty good team, and they're a force to be reckoned with right now. And I really honestly don't think that Baltimore is going to be able to stop them, especially with what they put on film today. So go Bills.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to say that this Bills team is not going to stay in Buffalo and win. They're very talented, and Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are unstoppable. And just if Beasley gets a little healthier, he was already torching the Colts secondary. He's going to torch this Ravens secondary. So I'm going Bills Mafia as well.
Yep.
And I think just a huge day for Josh Allen. I mean, I think he counted for like 90 or 95% of the yards, their whole offensive yards, including rushing yards in that Colts playoff game. So it's kind of hard to bet against that. So let's just go ahead and get into Browns at Chiefs. It's an interesting matchup. This is a very interesting matchup because you have a Chiefs defense that I would say they're better against the pass. They're below. I hate to say below average, but I think out of all the playoff teams, they're probably the worst defense, at least in the AFC. And they're definitely not built to stop a two-headed monster like Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. And I think it's going to be kind of the same outcome. It's not going to be a big win, but the same kind of offensive play as tonight, where you got those guys running the ball, and then Baker's going to do whatever he needs to do. If you need him to stand in the pocket and throw it, he's going to do it. If you need him to bootleg and throw some out routes and some comebacks, he's going to do it. If you need him to run the ball and get a first down, he's going to do it. So I'm going to be a little bold here and take the Browns.
I think that Kansas City definitely saw tonight that when the Steelers started throwing blitzes at Baker Mayfield, he was a little bit less accurate because he couldn't really stay in the pocket. There was one where they ran a bootleg, and I mean, obviously he wasn't in the pocket, but they had I think it was Watt. I think they had him come off the edge and kind of chase him out. So I think that I mean, honestly, I don't really know, man. I think, like I said, I think that the Chiefs definitely watched a lot of film tonight. They're going to continue to watch film, but like you said, they don't have a very good defense. So I mean, the question is the defense going to nut up, or are they going to cower? With that being said, I'm going to have to disagree with you, and I'm going to go Chiefs because I think that even though the defense is not that good, I think that Patrick Mahomes can pull it together.
I disagree with you. I'm going a two-headed running back monster all day. If they get that offensive line healthy by next week and they perform like they did today, then it's it's over. And I do think the Steelers have a better defense than Kansas City, and it's the way they performed today against them is.
And not only did they outperform a Steelers defense, they did so without their head coach being at the game.
Offensive line coach.
Their head Bill Callahan, offensive line coach, and their assistant. They had their water boy with the headset on coaching the O-line tonight. So
Yep.
I think once you get those guys back in the building and there for some camaraderie with the guys, it's tough.
Yeah.
The last matchup of divisional weekend, we got the Buccaneers at the Saints, and this one's going to be played on the History Channel because there's some ancient figures in there. Throwing the ball. Let's start off with Jacob. Let's hear what you got to say about this one.
Oh man, this is a tough one because, like you said, we have two really old quarterbacks who really know the game really well. But the question is, and also, I'm sorry, the Saints also have Kareem Hunt. But I mean, the question is Tom Brady up for the task? I mean, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, not Kareem Hunt. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I mean, Kamara. They have Kamara. Sorry. Excuse me. I apologize.
I'll bleep it out. I'll bleep it out for you.
Bleep that out. But they have, or you can leave it in. I just make me look like a dumbass. That's fine. But I'm sorry. Late night. I got a lot on my mind. Kamara. They have Kamara. So the thing is like, I don't really know. I think that Tom Brady, he's a pretty good quarterback and he's got a pretty good team built this year. So I'm gonna have to go with Tom Brady and the Buccaneers.
I'm gonna ride that train with you. I believe the Saints offense is better, but that Bucs defense, that linebacking core is something to mess with. I think the Bucs defense will keep them in.
Yeah, and there's also something to be said that when you play a team 3 times in a year, that and you win the first 2, that third matchup usually does not go your way. Cowboys fans know that. The 13-3 season, whenever we played the Giants, of course we lost. That was the third matchup. But I mean, the Saints won pretty handily in those games, but I'm not going to bet against the odds. So I'm going to take Buccaneers. And what did I say? We don't bet against Tom Brady, so I'm not going to bet against him. I already did that once this last week and said that Washington was going to beat him. And right along with Tom Brady. So we're about almost 10% to our, or 25% to our goal for subs. And that means we're only 31 subscribers away from giving out a free jersey.
Almost there. If you want a chance to win that free jersey, subscribe.
Austin doesn't want a jersey. He doesn't even subscribe to the channel.
Austin, you're not subscribed to the channel?
Jake subscribed for me in the car.
Oh, I'll bleep that out. But do you guys have anything else you want to talk about? Is there anything else that is on your minds?
We going football wise?
We can go anything wise. Mavericks Porzingis is probably going to be back
Monday.
Tomorrow. Yeah. So that's big.
I think that changes the whole everything for them. I think that's a big impact having Porzingis back. That is.
I agree.
I think we can go on a winning streak having him back.
We're already on one, man. We're already on one.
We haven't been playing bad. I mean, the first couple of games were a little rough, but having Porzingis back changes everything.
I agree. I also want to tell you, I'm winning that fantasy hockey league.
My team is stacked. You're not.
My team is
stacked. I don't know about that.
No, you're not.
My team is stacked.
No, you're not.
When I got Matthews with my first pick, man, I knew it was over for all of you.
Bro, I have Braden Point and Vasilevsky. And not to mention, y'all messed up and let me get Guryanov, Hintz, Pavelski, John Klingberg, and
Okay, did y'all forget to draft goalies? Because I got 2 of the top 4 on my team.
No, I that was my first pick was a goalie.
Oh.
How did you
I have the number 1 goalie, buddy.
How did you get 2 of the top 4 goalies on your team?
I got Bennington, and then I got
Bennington is not top 4.
Rask. I don't know.
Bennington played like garbage last year, man.
Well,
what
I have high hopes for him this year.
What pick did you have, Austin? What pick did you have? You had the 5th.
I had the 4th.
No, I had the 3rd.
See, what really killed it?
I had
What really
this-
killed everybody was the fact that not everybody was there. So they had computers
Yeah.
picking for them, and after
That was pretty bad.
after
I
you
don't know.
don't.
I'm very happy with my team.
I
I am
mean,
too.
I'm cool either way.
It's gonna be a fun league.
For
Are
sure.
Are we betting on this?
No, we are not.
Are we gonna throw like $5
sounds
in
like-
the pile?
It
Or
sounds
what?
like this is gonna be a lot of nights spent at Texas Roadhouse watching these games. This is what it sounds like.
Well, half
Yeah.
my team plays for the Stars, so
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you don't know how many teams I had to go on ESPN today and turn the notifications on.
Well, it has built-in fantasy tracker for. It has
Oh.
notifications for your people that are on your team.
You say Texas Roadhouse. I say B-dubs.
I say B-dubs or fuzzies.
Or Fuzzies, yeah, Fuzzies. What Fuzzies does Fuzzies?
We're gonna have to switch off.
Does Fuzzies like broadcast games or what?
I mean, they have TVs.
But did they? I'm sure we could ask.
Yeah.
I think we could ask.
Probably. Does that wrap this up?
I think it does.
Okay, here's the problem. The last video got over 50 views, but it did not get over 50 subscribers or 50 likes. So we're going to keep putting out content. We would appreciate if you guys would like and subscribe, because not only are you helping out the channel, but you're helping yourself out. You might win a free Cowboys jersey.
Hey,
I mean, 1 out of 40.
Yeah, and
Those are your odds.
and those are pretty good odds, actually. I'm not going to lie. Also, there are more giveaways coming, so this is not going to be the only giveaway that we do. I mean, there's going to be as we grow, as our channel grows, there's going to be a lot cooler stuff being given away. And if you want to be a part of that, subscribe, man.
Do it.
Do it up. Austin,
it.
you got anything you
Do
want
it.
to say?
We just did our fantasy hockey league this week, but my fantasy basketball team is doing bad, man.
Dude,
Don't play fantasy basketball.
Is that it? Are we wrapping this up,
Okay,
boys?
well, I think we're wrapping it up.
All right.